everybody. This is our team leader video, and so we're excited that you're going to be involved in this, helping do this. And I kind of put it together as like you guys are the glue that holds it all together. And the reason is because every day you're going to be spending time with the kids. You're going to be going through the different rotations. You're going to be going through the times with them spiritually, and you're going to be cleaning up scrapes and bruises. You're going to be helping them smile when they're crying, all those kinds of things. And most of all, you're going to be a blessing to them by being by their side. And so we want to take a couple minutes just to give you a little bit of instruction and perspective on some things that you might be doing. One of the things that is really, really important is that you are really have the best spiritual connection with these kids. Every day you're going to be meeting them when they first come in. So a big smile and really an excitement that they are going to be there. When it's worship time or crazy time, that you're just as crazy as them, because when they see you, they're going to get into it and they're going to get totally involved when you're going crazy and having some fun. But lastly too is that spiritual connection that you're going to have with them. We're going to provide for you every day an opportunity for you to have some time with your group to be able to ask spiritual questions. So before we kind of get into all of that, we're going to be providing you with some tools. And those tools are going to help you along the way. So Christy here, why don't you tell them about the bag that they will be receiving and what's inside of it.
Okay, unfortunately we don't have the bag yet.
They're on the way.
Excuse me. Yes, they are on the way as we are speaking now. But here are some things that you're going to have. The first thing you're going to have is a clipboard that's going to be much smaller.
It'll have stuff on it.
It will. And it'll be your team crew with their names and allergies. Those are things that you really want to make sure you know as a team leader, so that way if there's any situations or you see them eating peanuts and they're allergic to peanuts, you definitely you definitely could put a good stop to it. But we're going to have that marked very clearly, just so you know this is their name tag. And you'll get one similar to this that says team leader and all this and that, and it's going to have their name and in red what they're allergic to, and then a parent number. And we'll go through that in just a minute. But inside the bag, we want to equip you with some things to just make things go a little bit smoother, so you don't have to keep doing bathroom breaks or stop to do all these other extra things. So the first thing is hand sanitizer. Now, I think, no, it's maybe kind of funny, but some kids are crazy about hand sanitizer, so this is a great way if they're picking up frogs or whatever. Little hand sanitizer goes a long way. Also, wipes. Wipes are really important. I love baby wipes. They're great to just clean up whatever mess is about. We also are providing gloves. Now you might think, why would I need gloves? Well, if a kid happens to throw up, you definitely do not want to touch it, so you want to put gloves on, help clean up the kid, and we'll figure out who can be in charge of helping that process, but you definitely want to get your kids away from that because that's no fun. Also too, the gloves, if they happen to scrape themselves, so there's any blood or any kind, absolutely.
You know, even when you're putting a Band-Aid on, you want to make sure that you have gloves on while you're doing it, clean it off, and you don't want to be touching any of that stuff. Right, absolutely.
The other thing is tissue. It always seems inevitable that a kid has to sneeze, blow their nose, something like that, so that's great. And then also a little mini kit of Band-Aids, because if a kid gets scraped, especially if they're young, a Band-Aid makes everything seem better, so that's a wonderful thing. We'll also provide you with a pen so you can keep track of the kids, you know, the team names, or not team names, but the names of the kids on your team, and a marker for if they bring something special and it doesn't have their name on it, you can go ahead and mark it that that's theirs. So I think that's pretty much it about the tools. For the name tags, what we wanted to talk to you really quickly about, can I do this now at the end?
No, do it now.
Okay. Is when the parents come to grab their kiddos, what we would love you to do is, because their kids might be on different teams, is for you just to make sure that the parent number tag matches the number on the kid's tag. Now, you're not going to collect these. We're going to have registration people at the exit points, and they're going to be collecting all of this. So you just go ahead and send your kids on your merry way. And when you are done with your name tag, we just ask that you slip it into the bag so the next day it is ready to go. Yep. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, one of the things you'll want to make sure of, on the clipboard, you're going to have a sheet that has all the kids that are pre-registered and then kids that we'll be adding to it the day of. And there'll be like an attendance thing on there, really to make sure that you have all of your kids, and then we can match that up later, just so that we all know that what kids have been there. We want to make sure all the kids get back to the right places that they're supposed to be.
One quick note about that, because things change in registration, especially if kids have pre-registered and we put them on different teams, you might see like, hey, I'm supposed to have Susie Smith, and Susie Smith happens to be on another team. It's probably because she got requested to go with a friend on that team, or they needed more kids. So you'll find that the first registration sheet you get, or the team sheet you get, there'll probably be some squiggling out and adding into it.
Yeah, and then we'll fine tune it by day 2. And so really when we take a look at the teams, each team will have about 10 to 12 kids. You shouldn't be alone. We request that there are at least 2 adults or an adult and a teen leader involved with each team, because we really like kind of a 1 to 5 or 6 ratio when it comes to kids. It's the best way to kind of keep it together. So really, let's start at the beginning of the day. You're there, you're waiting for kids. One of you can be up at the registration table.
Yes.
As kids get assigned to, or they come in pre-registered to your team, you take them on in to where your other team leader is, and you kind of get them situated, and you guys can either switch and the next person goes out or whatever. But really you want that interaction. You want the kids to feel really welcome when they first get there. Then after that, we get into the program. You're really just there to have a good time with them. The first thing that will happen after that is you're going to be released to a rotation, which is one of 2 things. Either it's craft or it's outside activity galactic games. So you're going to have a sheet that will tell you where your team is going and where the location of that is. And simply when we tell you to go, gather your group and make sure that there's order in that. Because kids, well, they get all excited, they're going to want to run. No, make sure that they stay in a line, they walk straight. The big thing, if you show structure around them and you show authority, like, no, this is the way we're going to do it, they'll respect that. And if they get out of control, you can come talk to me or the pastor or the children's leader, and we'll make sure to help manage any of that stuff. And
one quick thing is we are going to make, in between rotations and before you go out to whether it's games or crafts, there'll be a little potty break. So if a kid's like, I need to go to the bathroom, or you know, whatever, we will structure those times for you to go and take them. So.
Yeah, and those will be transition times on the schedule. You'll see those there. When you're in doing whether a craft or an outside game, we want you involved.
Right.
When it comes to the outside activity, the game time, get in there and be crazy with the kids. Do silly stuff with them. Encourage them. Really, you're their cheerleader. You're the one who's going to help them really be successful at what they're doing and having fun at it.
Right.
And then in the crafts, it's really important that you help.
Right.
One of the things that is really important is that the supplies that are purchased and brought are for the kids only. Now I know as leaders we like to do all the fun stuff too. They look fun, yeah. But it's honestly it's not for you, it's for the kids. So make sure that when you're in there that you're helping with whether it's taking stickers off or tying knots or whatever. You will be such a big help to the team leader, the craft leader, or the outside activity leader. The more involved that you are in that moment, and you're totally giving yourself to it, the better overall experience.
But they get to participate in activities, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can be crazy and do all the silly stuff, but as far as crafts, that's a cost thing, so we need to make sure that we keep that in line for
kids only.
Yeah, for kids only and for the
12
church.
and under.
After that, we're going to bring everybody back together. Your church may or may not have a snack time. All that's going to be organized. There'll be a theater time for the story, and then we're going to head back out to either the craft or the games. You're going to switch, you're going to go to the other one, and then we're going to get to the closing session, and this really is very important for you because what we're going to be doing is we'll have more worship, and then we're going to really speak to the kids about what the topics are for the day. Now our overall theme for the week is out of Romans 12:2, and we're really going to hammer in and really challenge the kids what it looks like not to be like the world. I mean, the world is throwing all kinds of stuff at these kids, even at the youngest of age, and so it's important that they see and know and understand, well, how does God want us to live? And every day during that last closing session, we're going to give you an opportunity to do some round table time with your kids. In other words, we're going to let you gather and circle up. You're going to be able to ask questions, and we'll have like 3 questions for you to be able to ask that's relevant to the day. But you know what? You ask those questions too. If something comes to mind, you want to do something, get involved in these kids. Really, really, really help them process the spiritual time here. Pray together, and we'll give you like maybe 10 minutes to do that, and then I'll bring everybody back together, and that'll be the kind of the closing time. We'll finish out with a song, and then parents should be coming in, and like Christy mentioned already, you're going to be checking, where is it here? The numbers, with the numbers on your kids until all your kids are gone. Don't leave until all your kids have been accounted for. If they're with their parents and you've already said, okay, I know that they match, and all your kids are gone, you are ready to go and done. And so, again, we just so appreciate the time and the effort that you're putting into this. Any closing thoughts?
No, else? The only other thing is that there will be a Bible verse every day. So as many times as you can, have the kids memorize it. Just talk about it. What does the Bible verse mean, and so forth like that. That's the only thing I can.
That's right. And those will be. Where are we putting those? On the back? No. Probably on their activity, right? Or their craft. Their craft. I don't do the crafts. She does the crafts. I do the activity. So who knows? All right. Well, again, we will have some time to talk before the VBS to answer any other questions that you might have. But thanks again so much, and God bless you. And pray for these kids because they need God in their lives. Thanks. Bye-bye.
One more thing.
I'm going
to make a PS. If you do have any questions that come up before, just go ahead and email us or contact your pastor, and they can contact us or your children's leader, and we'll try to make sure we get that.
That's right. And
answered
my email is jason@familyquest.org. Again, jason@familyquest.org. Although your pastor or children's director should have all that information and really should be able to answer most questions outside of this. But if you want to get a hold of us, we'd love to hear from you. Okay?
So any complaints, jason@familyquest.org. Any praises, wonderful thing, Christy@familyquest.org.
Okay. All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.